Hey, Degeus.
Yeah,
Wait on to go to man. You got that thing estimate for tomorrow, right?
yeah, I'm gonna go in a moment.
Perfect. All right, I owe you one more lead, then we got to schedule a call, right?
Yeah,
You like the leads I'm sending you, right? They're good quality. I'm not someone in
yeah,
India just wanting to get your credit card.
yeah. They good leads. Yeah, with the leads, I prefer residential leads over commercial. Just
Of course. Yeah, we'll can see what we can do about that. But I'm glad you like the leads, man. I'll go ahead and send you one more. Then we got to schedule a time as soon as you're ready. But I appreciate you taking the calls, man, and calling me back.
no problem. Thank you.
All right, brother. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Boom.
Valuing the leads right there.
There we go, baby. Live transferring the leads. Excellent job, man. So we're going to get into that in a second. Everybody welcome Burhan. Burhan, where are you from, bro?
I'm from Yemen.
Yemen.
Have you again? Don't know where that is.
Nobody knows where that is. It's all good. Where the hell's that at?
Right under Saudi Arabia, across the pond from Africa, across the pond from India. it's in the Middle East. It's right under Saudi Arabia. That's the biggest country I can tell you guys. Next to it.
Dope. So
Yeah.
before we jump in, guys, we're going to talk today about how B just managed to somehow sneak two. This isn't really sneaking when they're this size of deals, but how he's managed to sneak two $3,500 per month deals in a 72-hour window. And it sounds like he's got another one ready to rock and roll.
We got one more lead for this guy. Then we gotta talk.
Love it, dude. Okay, so first of all, I wanted to ask you where you're from because not a lot, but there's a few of you guys out there that are not from the US. Okay. And you might be thinking, hey, I have a name. It doesn't sound American. I like people are going to think this is kind of weird if I have a name like Burhan or whatever. Right. And B and I were talking about this before. One of the things I think that's easy to get in your head is like, we come up with all these reasons why it's different for us. So if B wanted to play into that, he could easily say, oh, I have a name. My parents gave me a name. It's not Josh or Nick or Jake. And that's why I can't get deals, right? So why don't you, just for anyone, just real quick, this isn't what we're talking about today, but real quick, like when you call, how do you just roll through that really quick? Because I know there's people in here. I love it. There's people from everywhere, Ireland, UK, Australia, all over the place, right? And how do you roll through that? Just curious.
Just
like when you call,
through
when
my
you
name.
prospect. Yeah.
Yeah, whenever it rarely ever does get to my name because I don't let it usually get to it. But if it ever does get to my name, I'll just be like, yeah, my name is Burhan. You can call me B. I just do lead generation. But in the past, I gotta say, I used to be like a little skeptical, and whenever I mention my name, I'd be like, oh, my name is Burhan, and they're like, what's your name? And they'll try to repeat it, and they're trying to figure out how to say my name when that's not the goal. Like the goal is not to get you to pronounce my name. I'm just letting you know I can send you these leads. So I just go right through it and then just try to get to them to understand what I'm trying to sell.
One thing, again, this isn't what we're talking about, but one thing you could also do, I think would work really well is like, if you start getting that a lot, you could bring it up first. You could say, hey, my name's Burhan. You could just call me B. And no, I'm not in India. Just so you know, like whatever. Like I used to do that in the doors because I knew people were thinking, oh, this is like a magazine guy. So I would just say, hey, don't worry, I'm not the magazine guy. Don't worry, I'm not selling cleaning spray for your shoes, whatever, right? But anyway, neither here nor there. Just wanted to bring that up because it doesn't matter, guys. Think of ways around it and realize that it's a real thing. Yeah, there are probably going to be some people that if they hear that, they're immediately thinking, oh, he's in India. Or whatever, right? You just gotta work around it. Give yourself a nickname, roll through it, but don't let that stop you. Okay. By the way, just so you guys know, there's a list out there, top 5 biggest douchebag names, and Nick is the number 1, and Jeff is like number 3, and my name is Nicholas Jeffrey. So just saying, and I own that. I own that entirely. Okay, bro. So let's talk about a couple things. I want to know just a little bit about your background. Not like just give us the brief as far as from since you graduated, I know just because I asked you just before this, you have zero. Guys, B has no sale. He's never had another sales job. Never done sales in his entire life. So I want to know what have you done? Like, what other jobs have you had up until you got into this?
Since I graduated high school?
Yeah, just run us through real quick.
Yeah, real quick. So in high school, my first job while I was in high school was Little Caesars. That's when I quickly found out I can't really have a job. Like I hate having a boss and a schedule. So like right after high school, I started a kayak rental company and grew that to 2 locations in about a year. And then I got sick and tired of having to close every summer. So that's when in 2019, I got into the other group that we're all familiar with, which is, selling lead gen and whatnot. I got into that group, spent 6 months just learning about the new model and how lead gen works. Just trying to learn what SEO is. And then from January 1st until the end of the year, I successfully was able to grow my agency to where okay, I don't have to really go out and get another job. And then while I was doing that, I expanded the kayak rental business to like year round now. So like we'll do ski rentals, and we have a shop, on top of the kayak rental location in front of a lake. So like we'll do ski rentals and all that.
For anyone that's not in the US, what's kayak rentals, just so they know?
Yeah. So a kayak's literally like a canoe, like a boat, like a man-powered boat. And people just go out in the water, they hop on, and then they paddle out, and usually they go out for a couple hours and then they come back. But when I first started, we started with like 6 kayaks. Now I have like 150 kayaks and like 50 paddle boards. So it's grown pretty well. And then literally like a year later, I added after I got the 2 locations, a year later after that, I expanded it to be year round. So we were not just opening up in the summer. So I left that location. I opened up another location in an actual store, and we added like ski rentals, snowboard rentals, camping gear, backpacking gear. So like the whole outdoor, think of like REI, but on a smaller scale. So like I'm doing that, like we're open right now. And then I was starting to give up on like marketing and lead gen, just because I was like, how the hell do you get an SEO client? How the hell do you sell lead gen? Because with SEO, you got to convince them to lock in with you for like 6 to 12 months, and they're not guaranteed results. You know how we tell them like, look, we don't know what's going to happen. Google could make an update. So like it was really hard, and also just trying to find that client. And then for lead gen, I was giving up because Google was making it harder every day to get a GMB. And like I didn't know anyone who lived in Kansas City, so I didn't know how to get a GMB in the middle of nowhere. So I was trying to give up on it, and every time I used to call a business up, I'd be like, hey, I could make you an extra 10K this month, and it just sounds so scammy. It never worked. And like literally the same deal that I sold for $850 a week, I couldn't sell for a whole year. And the one time I was able to sell it, it was a pay per lead model, and I was only making $200 a week out of it, sometimes $100 a week out of it. And then the client canceled. So it was a really like the kind of sales experience that I had was really, I didn't even learn. It was my first time getting into it. So yeah, that's
okay. So thanks for that. So you had no sales, no prior sales job.
Nope.
Okay. So here's my question. Before these 2 deals, because a week ago, if we would have done this interview, I think a week ago, you would have had $7,000 less per month.
Yes.
Okay. How much were you doing in lead gen prior to a week ago?
Like 3 to 4K a month. That was it.
Okay. 3 to 4K a month. And were those deals pay per lead, flat? Like what, tell me about the 3 to 4K.
Yeah. Just the lead gen alone, it was a flat fee. But that was because it was a lucky deal that I was able to land that client. He was just really nice. He heard me out and everything, and that we ended up landing a flat deal with him. But I landed that client 2 years ago, and he's been paying me since then. And I haven't sold a flat fee since then.
Okay, so these were your second and third flat fee deals.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm also going to ask this question: before doing this? What was your thoughts on December? Like straight up, because you asked me that question. I know you're being a smart ass, but like a lot of people ask that. They're like, okay, like December and it's cold and everyone's traveling and blah, 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 blah. And I lose clients. So how am I going to get clients? Like, what was your thoughts on December? I know they're completely shattered now, but what were your thoughts?
Dude, so the way I saw December was every industry is like dead in December. And the boss is usually gone on like vacation. So how the heck am I going to talk to the boss? That's how I used to think. In December, he's going to be gone. And then if I can't produce any leads, if I don't have any leads, you know, and everyone's saying, oh, they're slow, they're done for the year, they're just going to relax. So it's like it almost feels impossible to be able to sell anything. And that's when I came out to you and I was like, hey man, should I just focus on practicing my sales, or should I actually go out after deals? And then that's where the famous do bears shit in the woods thing popped up.
I had to, bro. But okay. So, and just so everybody knows, my thing, and B's kind of followed this, is like, I don't go into these crazy niches. I don't go into like these crazy, it's a big joke. What group is it in this one or our other group? But we're talking about hot tapping. Like there's some crazy niche called hot tapping. Like I don't have any niches that are weird. I go into like the same niches as everyone knows about. I just go into cities that you would never think about. I do really solid upfront due diligence. So just so everybody knows, because you're wondering what niches, both of those deals he got were in towing. Okay. Now everyone's going to go rush into towing, whatever. That's fine. But here's what I want you guys to realize. The thing that B did is he thought in his head, well, I'm probably giving you too much credit here, but I'm hoping this is what you did. And I want you guys to do the same.
Towing is busy in December.
Yeah. What niches out there are like, what niches are hot in December? Okay. But not just hot in December and dead. Cause you could say, yeah, snow removal. Okay. Great one. That's genius. We all thought of that. What is hot in December, but also steady year round? And towing is a great example. Now, towing is not the only one. I'm not going to solve the riddle for you guys, but there's other niches where in December they spike, or they're up high, or at least really solid, and the rest of the year they're solid. So hats off to you for going after some sleazy niches like towing. I'm just messing with you, bro. But okay, Laurent had a good, he said catering, great example. Catering's a great example. In the winter, Christmas parties, everyone's, there's an uptick. That's a great example, Laurent. So what I want you guys to realize from this is like, not everyone needs to go do towing. I personally am not a towing person. But I mean, obviously B is cracking the code to towing, and there's always going to be business, and especially in December. So back to your point though, you said you almost gave up on lead gen because Google is making it harder and harder to get the GMB. So how'd you solve that?
Very simple. I mean, you went over it. As soon as you start the Google ads, right? And you start giving these freebies to the client. And then eventually when you sign the client up, part of the deal to signing them up isn't just so you can get paid, it's to also get that GMB. And literally now all you have to do is get an address from him, put that on Google. Google sends the postcard. He gives you the code. Very easy. Before then, it was like, okay, contact Craigslist, go on Facebook groups, do this, do that. And everyone you contact is usually like, nah, dude, this sounds weird. I don't want to do that. So before that, getting GMBs was freaking tough.
So yeah, okay. And obviously I knew the answer to that because I told you guys, it's like, it makes sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't know anyone in Kansas. Well, yeah, you do. You just close somebody, bro. But that to me is why flat fee is so, like, selling the deal on flat fee is such a good idea. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
Anyway, guys, what I want you guys to get out of your heads is that you can't close deals in December. What's going to happen is all the other lead generators out there, all the other people that are marketing, you know what they're saying to themselves right now? They're saying the exact same bullshit that all of you are saying. Oh, no one's buying. Okay. Well, guess what? Now you can stand out because you're the one that's still calling, right? It's just like why I think that you close the deal in the setup portion, because every business owner expects you to come hard close them in the Zoom call, but they're not expecting you to close them in the setup. So close it in the setup, and then it's like unexpected, their guards down. So I think there's so many benefits to December. Now, you know what's funny, B, is as soon as it becomes like March, everyone's going to say, oh, I just keep calling and everybody's so busy. Like nobody needs work. Like we're humans, right? We always have an excuse. So is there challenges to December? Yes. Are there certain niches? Let me just repeat this 17 times. Do not build or think you're going to get concrete in Minnesota. Minneapolis concrete is probably not going to be good right now. Okay. Unless global warming is like really sped up in Minnesota and there's no winter, which is not going to happen this year. Maybe it will. So guys, just use your head. I think that's an important thing, is like just shattering that preconceived notion that you can sell deals in December. Okay. Also, now B has this momentum. So this is the next thing I want to ask you, dude. How are you able to go, like in the past, from when you initially contacted a business owner to when you closed the deal? What was that timeline looking like? Like how long would it take? Or like, what was your process? You'd contact them, you try to send some freebies, or you contact them, send them a proposal. Like how long was it? What did it look like before these last two?
Usually, first of all, it's like you had to call these business owners and then wait for that one person who was interested in listening to that scammy intro. It was very, very, because you know how I used to introduce myself was like, hey, I can grow your business. Hey, I can send you these customers. So it, like, a lot of them would just hang up right away. So just trying to find that client usually took about a week. Just calling, and you know, trying to reach back when the business owner is there. And then even after I got them, now I'm trying to prove to them, like I'm trying to sell them these leads, and it usually would take about another week to even try to convince them to, you know, to go on a model where it's like a commission model or pay-per lead. And then after that, I never usually would even get into a sales call. It would just be a commission based, but it would usually take anywhere from 1 to 3 weeks from first contact to actually making this a permanent, you know, which actually is not even permanent, but until getting at least a credit card from them.
So did you think that like did you have in your head like, oh, I need to wait a certain amount of time for them to trust me?
Yeah. Especially even if I got them, like, let's say I wanted to set up a Zoom call, I would usually be like, okay, let me, they just met me, let me give it time. And like when I would request a meeting, it would usually be like on a Monday. So like if it's like Thursday, I'll wait until all the way till Monday. And I would never request meetings in the weekends because, you know, I always had this mindset that business is done in the weekdays. But right now, I don't care what day it is. It could be Sunday afternoon or Sunday morning. You know, I'll if you're free, I'd want to meet up with you. But yeah, usually I'd always schedule a meeting 2 days. I never scheduled it the next day. And I honestly don't know why, but I never did it next day. It's always usually at least 2 days.
So what changed?
I realized that if you wait, it's especially, and I don't know if, I think you might, I mean, we went over so much. Was it last week or 2 weeks ago? We went over so much stuff. So I don't even know if I heard this in your live, but when it's hot, when you're sending them these leads, they know you, they know who you are, that you sent them all these leads. So they've built that trust really quickly with you. And if you wait a day, you're kind of like, the fire is kind of like, it's going low. And they're not really, they're starting to forget you, especially if the leads die down. But right now, you know, you're telling them like, hey, I've sent you 3 leads, they're high quality leads. I already have someone paying me for these leads. If you're not interested, I'll go work with another company. That's totally fine with me. And they're like, no, we're interested. So they're like, okay, let's talk tomorrow. Okay. And they'll find time. They will find time tomorrow to talk with you. So you kind of have to put that, you know, I've realized that you have to put that urgency to them to let them know like, hey, I don't need you, you know, you need me. And I actually like today when I was doing a live transfer, I began to do what I used to do, which is like ask them respectfully and be really nice and be like, oh, I'm sorry, am I bothering you? Like, no, I'm doing you a favor. I'm sending you 3 to 5 leads. And if you don't take me seriously, I'm going over to the next guy. And if you don't try to sign up a meeting with me as soon as possible, I'm not going to waste my time with you. So like I put that out there and let them know. This way we can schedule something as soon as possible. And, you know, obviously now I was able to do it. The shortest time is 20 hours. So not even a full day.
So guys, I don't know if you guys heard that. He closed his first deal. And then the next one he threw up there just like, hey, I just got somebody on the hook. like he initially talked to them, and then within 20 hours from the, it's like if he called him right now, by tomorrow at noon, he's got a $3,500 per month deal with a 1-year contract. So here's the thing. It doesn't matter if it's a week, if it's 2 weeks, if it's a month. You can building trust isn't a time thing.
Mm-hmm.
You build trust by delivering results, right? Your professionalism, you're delivering results. And also, like B said, the way that you interact. He was interacting in such a way that that business owner could tell if it wasn't him, it was the next guy on the list. And B had this, I didn't listen to the call, but I assume that just because of the way you're talking right now, you had this no fear of loss mentality.
Yep.
Which oddly enough, the more you push, the more they want it. The more you push, like, hey, I don't need you. I don't need you. I don't need you. I want to do a deal, but I don't need you. They want it. They want it. It's that no fear of loss, right? People want what they can't have. It's the same thing in freaking relationships. It's the same thing when there's one freaking beverage on the shelf or one, whatever, right? We want it. That's why online people say there's only one left, and all of our wives and girlfriends go buy 17 of them. It's bullshit. I'm going to sell some product that women buy because I feel like my wife just buys droves of stuff. So here's the next question I have for you. On that note, how important, like, so you got the first deal, that it's been 2 years since you've closed a flat fee deal. Mm-hmm. This site that you had was already producing leads, and it was just sitting there making you $0. It's like a rental property that's just sitting there. Yep. You just need to find a tenant. You get the deal on that. What was your first deal? It was, you did like a 3-month deal for it's $3,400 a month or $875 a week, right?
The first deal was actually 3 weeks ago. That was the $1,000 a month. That was the very first deal.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking of the last. Yeah, I'm thinking of
the last two.
Yeah.
Yeah, the last two. Yeah. 850. Same exact. 850 a week for a 3-month contract.
Okay, and then but then a day later you got another one, but for a year contract.
Yep.
Okay. So here's what I'm curious is.
And by the way, I asked her, what do you want to do, 6 or 12? But because of the way I introduced myself and the way I talk, she was like, I want 12. So I wasn't like, hey, we only do 12-month contract. It's the way I presented myself, made her say, yeah, no, we don't want to lose you, you know?
Love it. Yeah, that's amazing, dude. So how real quick, someone's going to ask this. How many leads did you send to the first $3,500 a month client before you closed them? And how many did you send to the second one? Free ones?
3.
Guys,
3. That's when I requested a meeting. I requested that meeting at that time. Of course, from the time that I requested a meeting until the time of the meeting, more leads came in and I would send them over. But the time that I requested a meeting was after 3 leads, 3 quality leads.
And in the past, I'm just going to take a wild stab. There's probably clients you called and gave 10, 15 leads and never closed them.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny?
I know, it's crazy.
But like it's because of the way you were put. They say the term is you were pussyfooting around. Like, you sent a couple. Do you mind if I send some? It's like, no, bitch. I got the free leads. Of course you want them. You're already on Google Ads. Like, that's the mentality. Of course you want free leads. Otherwise, you're an idiot for spending them. Then you send a couple. You're like, look, man, I'm not doing this for free. Are we getting on the phone or not? That versus, hey, B, could you help me out and like take a couple free leads? Like, who's helping who, man? I'm giving you the lead. Like, could you help me out? And then you call back, hey, what do you think about like talking about like maybe talking about possibly like, I don't know. It's like, dude, it's like, it's how we act, dude. It's a joke, but like, it's how people are acting on these things.
No, I know.
I'm over exaggerating, but it's like, that's how we act. And then all of a sudden we're surprised. You sent 15 leads. You were a little bitch about it. And now you have no money versus you sent 3 leads. You just were direct, you were confident, and now you have $7,000 per month in a 72-hour period on contract. Like, guys, that's like $80,000 plus of money that he, like, in 72 hours of sites that were already there. Dude, how many 100%. Sites do you guys have that are sitting around that just need to be turned into gold? Like, they're literally just money floating around that we're not capitalizing on. Crazy.
It's crazy. No.
So let me ask you this: from deal 1 to deal 2, how did your mentality change? Because this is like this cliche questions like, when's the best time to get a deal? It's after you got one already, or after you got your first one.
Mhm.
How was that how was it like? What was it like the second close versus the first close? And let's take out the $1,000 a month one. I'm just talking about these 2 deals you got in that short period of time. What was your mentality, your confidence? Like, how is that different in that second one?
Yeah. So first of all, the second one I have, by the way. So kind of like what you said about the script, you need the script. So this is the script that I was using. And because I haven't been selling for a while, I had 3 ready to go. And I was kind of like reading word for word sometimes. And I'd have it either on my hand or right on the other side of my screen. But I'm literally reading these and I'm going through them and making sure that I hit everything. And it felt weird because I felt like, okay, I'm reading off a script, but it's really good because I'm sticking to the routine. I'm sticking to what works. And the reason I say that is the second time I was in a meeting, it felt weird because I'm literally just copy pasting what I said yesterday and then just switching out the city and the name and the niche. And it felt like as if I had to change something. And I think that's probably because it was like the second day in a row. So first of all, the second deal, I felt like, okay, I'm just copy and pasting. Like, is it really that easy? And it is. You got to stick to what works. And after I got the second deal, it felt so easy. And especially like, and you got to remember, like even the contract, all I do in the contract is I just go switch the date and the business name. It was so easy. So I'm like, man, I could do a lot more. So right now I'm doing 6 live transfers to 6 different companies. So I'm just trying to keep that momentum going because I'm like, okay, it's really easy. There's nothing more to it, you know?
Yeah. And the point I want to drive home is this, guys. When after you close the first deal, that it's so important that you get that first deal because, and if you've already gotten one, but it's been months or weeks or years, you got to get another one because you got to get that momentum back. So when I used to do door-to-door sales, what we would do is like, if you didn't sell that day, we would say like, how many deals you get? And then you'd have to yell out, oh, I bageled, which is like a 0, right? And so there was this big joke like, okay, if you bagel, you have the bagel monkey on your back, which meant you have like this weight, this monkey just holding on your back. So the game was like, I got to get the bagel monkey off my back so I can go get some more deals, right? And so I would go get a deal, like the shittiest deal ever, early on a Monday morning to just get it off my back. Like, oh, start the week, get the deal. Because I knew if I had that first deal, all the pressure's gone. The sales breath is gone. The pressure, like everything's good. So I guarantee, dude, if you had both recordings, which you might, if you look at the first one, the second one, that second one, you didn't give a shit if you closed it because you're thinking, I already have freaking dough. I got 40K right there if I can keep that person happy. So if I get this one, awesome. If I don't, no sweat. And so you exude that, hey, no, that whole like, hey, if this doesn't work out, no big deal, because now you don't have the pressure that you need to get the deal. So the lesson is get the deal. And the second lesson is if you're trying to get the first deal, act like you've already gotten the deal. And it like you literally you can't have sales breath. Like you just can't. You have to be willing to walk away or act like you're willing to walk away. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And also kind of like exactly what you mentioned, I forgot to talk about that. Getting that first deal, that big, whale deal, it helps a lot because exactly like you mentioned, if they don't close, you got such a good process on that you can literally just call the next company and know you're going to be able to get a Zoom meeting with them because you have all these leads coming in. So it definitely helps. It definitely really, really helps if you have that confidence and then you go in and you don't care if you close it or not. You're not saying words like please and stuff like that and trying to get them to just sign something. You don't have that. You don't have that fear. And you just try to get them to beg to do business with you, in a way.
I had somebody today reach out and it's awesome because they said they had a business owner they were sending leads to. And they had a meeting scheduled today and the person already knew price and basically gave like a verbal, like, yeah, I'm interested. And, they thought it was a done deal. And they messaged me and said, hey, this guy's ghosting me. What should I do? And your human nature is to call them, text them, hey man, like, I know I told you this price, but like we could do lower, or I know you're busy. No. You have to just draw a line in the sand, and you have to do that breakup text. You have to be willing to walk away. And so I told this person, I said, this is going to sound really backwards, but I need you to text that person or call them and tell them that if they don't let you know by 6 o'clock or they don't get back to you, you're out. Like, you want to work with them, but if they don't get back to you, you're out. And this person was like, yeah, I don't usually do that. Not super comfortable, but I'm going to trust you. Swear my life, 30 minutes later, I get a screenshot. Homeboy that's been ghosting this person for hours, just like that. Boom. Text them back. Hey, let's talk. Right. And it's not that it's like this perfect text, or it's not the call. It's the mentality. It's a mentality that you shouldn't have just with lead gen, but you should have it with your life. If you have kids, I apologize, but like, if people are fucking with you, then walk away. Like, if you're sending leads, 3, 4, 5 leads, and that person isn't answering the phone, walk the fuck away, because they're wasting your time. Like, have more self-worth than to waste your time with the business. So I don't give a shit how rich they are or what business they are, how good their name is in town. If you told me you're going to talk to me in 3 days and you're ghosting me, I'm out. So you have till 5, or I'm going to the next guy, right? Or girl. And if you have that mentality, it's gonna exude itself. It just does. And I promise you, it may sound dickish, asshole, whatever. I don't care. At the end of the day, whether people think I'm an asshole or a dick or not, that does not, like, I don't care. I'm interested in what my bank looks like, right? Now,
and one more thing. When I was first starting trying this out, I was really just happy to get someone to accept the leads. I used to be like, oh no, I used to kind of beg in a way for them just to accept the leads. I wouldn't come in as this with confidence and know that I'm doing them a huge favor. And with that mindset, I wouldn't really get a confident yes from them. It would just be like, they're kind of just like pleasing me just so they're not being rude. And what ends up happening is, let's say you do end up scheduling a Zoom meeting with them, they're not sold. All they're waiting for right now is for the price, and the price better not be whatever their budget is. And I can guarantee you their budget is always going to be low if they're barely coming into the meeting. So right now what I've learned is filter out the people that you don't want to work with from when you first start calling. And you call them, you get them on the phone, and you tell them you're going to send them these leads. And you tell them like, hey, look, if you like the leads, I'm going to send you 3 to 5 more. But if you like the leads, I want to schedule a meeting, and I want to, I want you to pay me essentially. And if you don't get a confident yes out of them, try to get it. If you don't end up getting it, I'm telling you, you're better off going and calling another business owner. You need that confident yes, or else it's not going to work really well with them. So try to filter them out when you first call.
And guys, that's such a good point. So like, if me and B are talking, I'm pitching him and I'm like, so I'm going to send you a couple leads and I'll call you in a couple days. And B's just like, it's easier for him to just be like, yeah, sounds good. In his mind, he's like, I'm not even going to answer the phone. Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good. If I feel that, I will literally be like, B, I'm happy to send these leads, man, but I'm going to be straight with you. I want to like work something out long-term. Like, if I send you a couple of free ones, are you good? Are we good to talk in a couple of days? Because if you're not interested and you're too busy, then like, I'm not going to lose sleep, man. Like, I just want to double check, because I don't want to waste your time or mine. Say that. Yep. Say that. That right there, you'll get someone, they're like, yeah, actually, like, I'm pretty busy. But if they're interested, they're going to say, no, I'm interested. And they're going to sell themselves. It comes back to the whole no fear of loss. You know what I'm saying? So last point, and then I want to jump into some Q&A. When we started this call, you were live transferring some leads, which meant the leads coming from his site. And he's got this confidence. Guys, you're going to see a huge year out of B if he can hire some damn help, because right now he's got like 7,000 projects going on. No, he's gonna close a lot of deals. Like, he's got this momentum that's already started. It's not even 2022, but he closed a deal a couple of years ago. He closed one 3 weeks ago. He closed $7,000 in flat fee deals last week. He's got 6 people on the hook right now that he's just ramping up. So why do you live transfer? I know the answer to this because I taught it to you in the training, but why are you live transferring these calls to the business owner when it takes extra time?
So look, couple things. First of all, I already have someone that's doing, like, I don't do any due diligence anymore. I have someone that's doing those for me. I just tell them the city, the keywords, and they do all of that work. But I feel like the live transfer is very important right now until I can actually find time to like really train them and have them do it on their own. Then I can trust them to do the live transfers. But the reason I love doing the live transfers right now is because it's the setup. It's like I said, it's more important than the Zoom call, you know, than the closing call, because you're doing 90% of the job in the setup to close them. You're literally closing 90% of the deal in the setup, and then the 10% is just in the Zoom meeting asking for a credit card. But the reason I value it is because you get to filter out who's actually wants to do business with you, right? You can kind of get a sense and then do a pullback on them and see how they react to it. And then number two is you're valuing the leads. A lot of people don't know how to value leads. They don't know like how to make sure that, hey, look, I worked my ass off to get you this lead. Did you close it? Did it go well? Do you like it? Is it high quality? Okay, perfect. I'll send you one more, and then we got to set up a call. You know, you got to be very clear with them. You got to let them know that you have that intention. That, dude, I'm not just doing this for you. We're gonna have to set up a call soon. Like, make it very, very clear in their head. This way, they're not like, oh, okay, let me try to find time. No, it's like as soon as you get them that final deal, then you can schedule something. So I value the live transfer a lot because, like I said, it does do 9% of the closing for you if you do it really well.
I bet you if you weren't doing live transfer, you would have probably sent 10 or 15 leads to those people last week, and it wouldn't have been as valuable. That, I think that's one of the reasons you only have to send 3, because those 3 are hitting. They're
yep.
As they say, they're slapping different.
They hit different. And by the way, guys, I'm doing live transfers with another towing company right now, and I've sent them 3 leads already. The first lead I sent when I first contacted them, the guy was like, he was serious. He was like, yes, I'm down. The second lead I sent, they don't, you know, they're like, oh, dude, we're having a Christmas party. We can't take any more calls. The third lead I sent, the owner, the answers, and he doesn't take me serious enough. But I was like, okay, as soon as after this call is done, I'll call him back. I call back that same number, and the owner doesn't answer. It's a whole nother person answering now. And I'm like, hey, can I speak to Junior? And they're like, oh, he's busy. And I'm like, well, you know, I'm trying to do a deal with him. I just need to finish off a word. We were just on the phone. And he was like, okay, well, you can try to call him back. He's busy right now. But I'm telling you guys, I'm going to do one more call for these guys. And if I don't get a confident yes, and if I don't get to speak to Junior, I'm out. And I'm going to tell them that, like, hey, look, I've sent you guys 3 customers and no one has taken me seriously. I'm doing you guys a favor here and no one's taking me seriously. So, like, I'm not going to send you guys any more customers. But if you do, have Junior give me a call or transfer me to him right now. And if they say, oh, no, who do you think you are? And they hang up, I don't care. I'm not going to waste my time with these guys because they think there's some big shots. And I'm just going to go to the next company that actually wants the calls.
I love it, bro. Dude, yeah. I can just feel the confidence. I love it, man. Just the way. And that's why you do the live transfers. Because what would happen is you talk to somebody, you're like, yeah, I'll send you some free leads. You send 10, 3 go to one person, 2 go to voicemail, 5 go to another. You get on the Zoom call and the business owner's scratching his ass going, what you want what? For what? You're like, yeah. Dude, I sent you 10 leads. On the other hand, last week, you only had to send 3 and you closed the deal in 20 hours because you value the lead. Guys, the example I like to use is like at Costco, if you get the samples, right? If you're at Costco and you have this new product, this new freaking cheese, and you're handing it out, you're like, okay, cool. If you hand out the cheese, there's a chance that mom, she goes around the corner, she doesn't want to be rude, she throws it in the garbage, right? And then you're like, why the hell didn't she buy the cheese? It's the best cheese in the world. Well, she didn't taste it, right? There's a chance that she goes around the corner, her kid takes it, throws it on the ground. So what we're doing is we're literally taking cheese at Costco with our little booth and our old lady that we hired, and we're having the old lady stick cheese in the people's mouths. We're making them taste the cheese. Right? By doing the live transfer, you're forcing them to taste the cheese. And guess what? Because we've already built the list, we know that these people are in the market for cheese. It's crazy. Damn, I'm good at this. All right.
I mean, it works. It works. You just got to follow every detail. I mean, dude, I have, you know how you can like save on Facebook? Like you can save to like files on Facebook if you want to save a video to watch later. Literally, I have all your videos saved, like, and I write different. I have like 5 different files of all your videos and what each one's about. And like, I'm going over these and I'm rewatching them, and I'm like, I'm really studying everything because one, you've simplified everything. So this way, like all the junk that's not required, you didn't even talk about it, right? There's things that we wish we would know, but you're like, no, I'm not going to go over that because you don't need it.
Right.
So like, make sure that when you watch the lives, don't try to skim through something or be like, oh, this is not important. No, watch everything and do as Nick says. And don't do anything more. You don't have to do anything less. It works like a charm.
Love it, man. Cool. Let's answer some questions. That's everything that I personally want to go over. So guys, just a quick recap. You can be from Yemen and close deals. You can have a name like Burhan and close deals, right? You speak Arabic?
Yeah.
No, you can speak Arabic. Is that your first language?
That is.
Dude, that's so wild, bro. But you're whiter than I am, bro. You like, look at you, dude. Listen to you.
Are you flabbergasted?
You just sound cooler than me. Maybe it's because I'm old.
Probably. You've been out of the game, man.
Yeah, I don't even know how to properly use the word bet yet. So I'm getting there. Anyway, I want to talk about that. Guys, B, just so anyone that missed the first part, 0 sales experience, 0 sales job. Obviously, he's gotten sales experience by doing this business, but he went from basically 2019. What month did you join that program to like start learning? Like what month? It's like how long have you known about this business?
August 2019 is when I first heard about it.
August 2019. So for the first, let's call it 2 years, right? You had $3,000 a month in deals. And then in the next 2 months, now you've added another $8,000 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, you can get a lot of stuff done in 30 days or in 72 hours, as B has shown us.
Yeah.
So, and now, dude, did you think I was shitting you when I said I closed 24K a month? Like now you see, like, it's totally doable.
I'm like, how's this guy, like, how's that possible to close that much? I never thought it would be that easy.
Yeah,
you know?
Totally. And the best part for you is I pre-sold all my shit. So I had to go build it all and all this stuff. You have these sites, like those ones you already have done.
Ready to go.
They're ready to go. Anyway, guys, this has been freaking money. I do want to see if anyone has any questions and answer a couple of these comments because there was some stuff in here. So Ronnie Fulton said, even with an address, there's still a challenge with getting a GMB. Google hasn't even sent the last 6 I've requested. Yes, I agree with that, Ronnie. But in my opinion, it's like, if I don't get the GMB, that's not the end of the world. I have tons and tons and tons of sites that are making $1,000, $2,000 a month, no GMB. However, that in my experience has been the easiest, quickest way to get a GMB. If it doesn't work, guess what I say to them? I go back, hey man, that address just isn't working. We got to get another one. Guess what? Those people that live in cities know other people that live in that city. And if it's a requirement, they'll get it. That's it.
And by the way, Ronnie, so like, let's just say worst case scenario, you're never able to get a GMB. You're still making money out of Google Ads. You know what I mean? So you're still profiting about maybe $300, $500 if you close them on a $1,000 a month deal. So yeah. It's even better sometimes, you know?
Yeah. So yeah. And that's the thing, guys, like if someone's new here, the reason we do flat fee is because you sell the deal for $1,000, let's say. Your site's sporadically getting leads, but you use the ads, take the 1,000, you take 400 and jam it in ads, and you get enough leads to keep them happy. You take $100 to $200 to put into SEO, and then you're making $300-400 net from day one. And then that gets bigger and bigger as your SEO continues to scale up. So just for anyone that is kind of new here and wondering what we're talking about. All right. Chris says it's like watching that no game having douchebag at the bar trying to game women. Not sure what he's talking about. I'm guessing he's trying to talk about me. I'm just kidding. I don't think he is. He knows. Let's see. Okay, that one's answered. Okay, Julia says, B, are you running any ads? So on those sites, like in general, I know you're running ads because you have some deals in the works, but like, are you running ads on the 2 towing sites?
Nope.
Dude, that's just cash.
Straight cash. Yeah, 100% profit, dude. That is crazy. I mean, $8 a month, you know, what, like Weebly fee, and then you got the $20 or $12 yearly for the domain. But dude,
and here's the thing. Let's say, like, because towing has different times that get slow. Let's say what's the slowest time of year for towing? July?
No, dude, not even. I think it's like spring.
Okay, so let's say it's March.
Summer's busy.
Let's say March is like your winter for like a regular business, right? So now you take of the $3,500, you take 500, even 1,000 of that per site for a couple months, and you jam it into ads. Jack, the freaking tower, is happy because his call volume stayed consistent. Then as soon as it picks back up, you lower it back down. It's
yeah. But I sold them. I told them on the Zoom. I'm like, look, don't come after me. I'm not gonna come after you when I send you an extra 100 calls, and don't come after me when I send you 100 less. So this is the deal for the whole year.
Yep, totally. So, but the point is, like, a lot of people, their biggest fear, because I did that survey in the group. A lot of people is like, what's your biggest fear? Biggest fear, not being able to produce. Signing a flat fee deal, not being able to produce. Your sites are producing, but if they weren't, you could spend a portion of that on the ads to make sure you're going to produce. Okay.
Yeah. And by the way, just in case, if she does, Julia, I did close a deal 2.5 weeks ago, just straight with ads. So like I closed it for 1,000 a month, 500 going to the ads, 500 is profit.
But you're going to, and then now he's going to do SEO because the game is to get the ads gone.
Yep.
Cool. Julia says, oh wait, sorry. Thalas Felipe says, how did B calculate $850 per week for towing? So like, what was your math?
Easy. So I asked, you have to know the answers to this question. Active ticket, average ticket. So how much do they charge per tow on average? And then profit margin is that 50%, 60, what is it? And then the close rate. If I send you 10 calls, how many are going to close? You know? So once I get these numbers, let's say I'm sending them 300 calls a month, I'll do all the calculation. The lead calculating tool will tell me, okay, this business is going to make 30K a month in revenue. What I'll do is I'll divide it by 3, which brings you up to 10K. And that's honestly like, you know, just a general rule in marketing. For every dollar you spend, you should get 3 back. So generally, if they spend 10K, they'll still be okay, but they're not going to be the happiest. So what I did is I was like, okay, even if they pay me $850 a week, which comes out to like 35, almost 4,000 a month, it's still a really, really, really good deal. If I wanted to, I could have sold it for 5K a month, but because I'm telling them on an idea where, hey, you better not hit me up when the calls go down, because I'm not gonna hit you up when it goes up. So I was like, 3,500 is a perfect deal for you. It's a steal. It's honestly a steal, by the way. This is not like oh man, you're overpricing them. I have the calls recorded, and one of the clients was like, oh, $850 a week, that's not even bad. So it's knowing your numbers and then giving them a really good deal. So even though it might seem high to you, but they're making a ton of money out of it. So it's a good deal.
Yep. And that's a whole lie right there. Is like, and if you guys follow me on Facebook and saw my story yesterday in our private group, I shared this. If you guys are getting an objection of price, you got something you got to fix up here. If you think $850 a week's a lot of money, you're broke. Like not, maybe you're not broke, but your mentality's broke. Like, you got to get that out of your head. $850 is not a lot of money. $3,500 a month is not a lot of money because you're going to make them so much more than that. Right? If you're saying $3,500 for a cell phone every month, hell yeah, that's a lot of money because we all expect to pay 100, 200, 300. But when you're talking about making them 10, 20K, that's nothing. Drop in the bucket. Right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Cool. Julia, Nick, can you show us how to run effective ads? Julia, shoot me a DM. By the way, anyone that wonders what ads, if Nick Corbett's on here, B, can you verify this? Nick he thought I told everyone, and I'm telling you guys this, I run Google AdWords Express. Nick still thought that like once he was in the private group, I had this secret of like, oh, just kidding. I'm lying to everybody in that group. Here's the real thing. Nope. Google AdWords Express. I have a system that works. You set it up. It takes me 4.5 minutes. Boom. And I'm done. Okay.
And by the way, I was trying to run the ads before I found out how you do it. And I was like, and I saw, and like, I did the way he would run the ads the very first day, but then I was like, nah, it's not that simple. So I went out of my way to make it more complicated. And I added like positive keywords, negative keywords, all these different, descriptions and headlines. And, the ads are not working for me. So I'm like, Nick, man, you got to help me out. And we go over the live, and it is so damn simple. It literally does take 4.5 minutes to finish. That's how long Nick takes, by the way, to do his ads. But it's so damn simple. It's not complicated at all.
Totally. And some people that are hearing this, they're like, oh, I set them up. They're not working. Guys, use your intuition. Are you running concrete ads in Minneapolis right now? Right? Concrete's a great niche. Go to cities that are still pouring concrete. Go to Vegas. I'm not saying go to Vegas, but go to warmer markets. Go to Florida. Go to warmer markets, right? Same thing with, just use your head on top of everything. Okay, Juan said, how do you handle the first lead and explain to them that you're going to get it transferred to the business owner? So I think he's saying, how do you call, when you call the actual lead itself, what do you say to them that you're going to send it over?
Oh, dude, the lead things I'm working with that company. So I answer, like, for example, let's say we're doing towing in Kansas City, right? Literally, the way I answer the phone is Kansas City Towing. How can I help you? And they're like, hey, I need a tow. I'm on. And I'm like, oh, okay, no problem. Let me connect you with someone who can help. Can you please just be on hold for just a second? Sure. I add the call. I'm like, hey, I have a live transfer for you. You ready to take it? Yes. Boom. Transfer it. Get back to the customer. Hey, I have Chris on the other line. He'll be able to help you out from here. Okay. Awesome. Thank you. All right, Chris. And then Chris would go in, do everything he needs. I'm listening to the call, and that's pretty much it.
Yep, guys, act like the operator. So what I usually do, I call the lead. It's a good lead. They want duct cleaning. Cool. Okay, I'll act. This is Las Vegas duct cleaning. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna have the owner call you right back. I go and I do my prospecting. I get a hold of Jack. Hey, Jack. Blah 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 blah. Hey, by the way, I'm gonna call you right back with the lead on the phone. Just make sure to answer. I go back. This is on the first one only. I go back to the lead. Hey, sorry, the business onners, his name's Jack, by the way, I forgot to tell you. He was, doing another job. I'm actually just going to grab him really quick and put him on the line. Let's just do a quick connect, and then he could schedule it. And right there, then I just merge the call, hand it off. Now, every lead, the next 2 or 3 before I close the deal, I don't have to explain that to the customer. When I answer the phone, hey, this is Las Vegas duct cleaning, get the information. Hey, let me grab the business owner real quick, grab Jack, merge it up, boom.
Yeah, and one thing, let's say you call Jack or Chris and the business owner, he doesn't answer. At that point, I'll go back to the customer and be like, hey, I think Jack, he's in the middle of a job right now. Let me just take down information and we'll call you as soon as we can. And then if it's a tow company, I'll take the, make, model of the car and what's wrong with it and point A to point B, what are those? And I'll tell him, okay, I'll call you back as soon as I can. Then I'll try to reach Jack, or I'll just text Jack the info with the number and I'll tell him, hey, call them as soon as you can. And this way you're not wasting that lead.
Love it. Love it.
Yep.
Yeah, guys. I don't know. I think, like, on top of all the freaking golden nuggets that B shared, is the thing that I'm taking away from this, if you guys can't feel it, is like, it's December 15th, guys. Last year, I bet you if we had this group, we could somehow figure this out and go and have this group last year. I bet you, well, I know for a fact what I was doing, what you like, guys, we got guys closing deals. We got girls closing deals for $7,000 in deals, of flat fee deals in December. By the
way, Nick, the first deal I closed 2 weeks and a half ago, the client right now is in Florida on vacation. And I still closed him and I said, all right, we'll start in January, but I still closed him. So even if he is on vacation, it doesn't mean we can't start in January and still get the contract in right now. So, yeah.
Totally, man. I love it. I just think the biggest thing, and like, dude, I would love to, like, I wish we would have interviewed you a month ago just for the hell of it, to see your confidence level. Like, I know you're confident. I know you're a confident guy, but like it naturally, but just to see your confidence with this subject matter, you would have been like you would have had confidence, but you would have had about 1/10 of what you have right now.
Yeah, I would have been like, I would never say something if I don't feel confident in it. So I would have never said, oh yeah, December, guys, there's nothing wrong with it. I would have just been either quiet, or I would have been like, look, I don't know what to tell you for December. It's just going to be a shitty month.
Boom. And now here you are, and you about to freaking start hitting Louis V on a Wednesday morning, bro.
Nah, man, open another restaurant or something.
I love it. I love it. Yeah. By the way, B's making moves. He's got the kayak rental business. He's doing a partnership deal on a restaurant franchise, and dude, just killing it, man. So, dude, thanks. What else you got?
For anyone that's really busy doing a bunch of stuff, honestly, like my biggest advice, and I'm no person to just give any advice on this, but just from personal experience, I've realized like I have so much stuff going on, and usually the say is if if you got all these things going on, they're all gonna end up hurting because you're not putting the most focus on one of them, which is true. It's 100% true. But because I'm already neck deep into this stuff, in order to make everything work and still be able to work with 6 clients that I'm sending freebies to right now, I'm literally just I have a schedule, and I'm scheduling my day of what to do from first thing in the morning 7 a.m. until I sleep at 12 a.m. So like I'm constantly doing something. So if anyone's really busy doing stuff, I have a bunch of friends who say they want to start a business and they want to do this thing, and I see them watching Netflix for 3 hours, or I'll see them doing this and wasting time. And if you are in a position where you feel you're really busy, just really honestly look in your schedule and see, and I'm pretty sure you'll be able to find a lot of time for lead gen and what we're doing here. So no excuse, there should be no excuses at all.
Last question, bro. What is your revenue goal for your lead gen, your agency in 2020? Wow, holy shit. 2022.
2022. For lead gen, I want to hit, you did 1 million last year, man. I really want to get to that, but I'm thinking 300K for 2022 would make me really happy with what I'm doing.
Okay.
Just for lead gen only.
Okay. So you need, but dude, you're going to smash that, bro.
I mean, I already pretty much did 100K.
Yeah.
So,
you're at 80.
So I just need
plus.
200.
Yeah.
Yeah. And literally that was 3 weeks of work, and I got to 100K. For definitely we're gonna hit that for 2022. So I just need to get another big whalers and get my 300K, man.
So you want to do 300K, and then what's your revenue goal for all your shit? Just curious for 2022.
For everything, 1, 2, 3 million.
Look at that. I love it, guys. I know this is a free group, and I kind of hate that it's called free group because stuff that's free, they don't value. But like I just saw Bobby, she said, I'm new to this group and this is freaking gold. Like you guys got, I know I personally, last year I did 7 figures for my first year. This year, we far surpassed that. You're looking at another guy that's going to be doing 7 figures for the rest of his life. Because once you hit it, you're not going back. Like you can't. So we have some really, really good stuff in here, and I appreciate all you guys being here. B, thanks for your time, bro.
Heck yeah, I'm glad to be here.
Okay, sounds good, man. We'll talk soon. Thanks again.
Bye-bye, everyone.
See you guys.